Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM22, Dragons episode 28, and we continue on with the tour of Norway, now on stage 4 of 6, and we find ourselves essentially in the perfect position where we are first, third, and fourth in the overall standings and are trying to keep that going through to the end. So with us in the lead, does mean pacemaking at the front is, at least in part, our responsibility. And when we weren't involved, gap was going out to the group of 11 by quite a bit. They had nearly 7 minutes. I added in Ready and then gave him a break and then put in Al Adwani. And then you can see how tired Al Adwani is now. And then went back to Ready again to help with the pacemaking. And for that, we've already brought back 4 minutes of that gap down to 2:43 now, and really only one climb on the day, and we're on it, and we're already nearly done with it. We do need to get water one final time. Al Adwani not recovering, gonna make it. Oscar struggling on his own here a bit. Might just have Oscar take care of the water situation, but Al Adwani forcing the hand here. Getting back up in a position here following the climb. Oscar. Yeah, Oscar had to go back a ways. Oscar finally finishes the task, gets everybody water, has only a little bit of energy left himself. We'll get Al Adwani on protection duty for them. We've got this little climb coming here, uncategorized, that is probably going to do in Al Adwani at least. Ready may not make it much longer either. Minute 48 now on the now 10 riders off the front, as one of them has been dropped, and that group is looking like it's not going to last a whole lot longer. So I do think we've succeeded in our task of trying to pull those guys back. But Al Adwani, we're down to a peloton of 92. Definitely have lost some riders here. Still a minute 38. Oof. All of a sudden that's starting to look like a fair bit. No, it's come down. Minute 17. Okay, if it's going to come down quick like that, then we should be fine catching those guys still. But Ready, now out of energy and fading. It's actually who I was riding with. Oscar as well. They're definitely not going to make the end, but we've got Chu, Dye, Lieberman, and Schechter for our sprint train, and we'll have to kind of time things with hitting this final climb. I would think at the top is where we want to kind of set something up and go. That is kilometer 206. Yeah, with a bit of a descent and only a little bit of climbing to do, that seems like the appropriate option. Down to 42 seconds on the front 10, so we are nearly in contact with them. And we are on that final categorized climb of the day. So again, one more time here, there is that little bit of undulation on your way towards the finish line, so it's not just flat. So once we get to the top here, we will set up our train, not immediately, but towards the tail end of this plateau at the top. Oscar has been dropped. No matter, he's already down in the standings overall. Ready's obviously no. Okay, here's where I wanted to do it. This was the undulation, and it's 11K, and it's mostly downhill from here. So we'll get let out by these guys. We don't want Lieberman to run out of energy. But with no clear path through Chu, we want to just push hard and then open things up. Lieberman able to follow him through. There is Dye, there is Schechter. 10K, and a lot of it's downhill. Chu sits 10th overall. I don't want him to totally run out of energy here. We're going to switch to Lieberman now and put Chu on the tail end. As he sits 10th overall, I'd like him to hang on to that 10th. So now 6K, so let's gel up. 5K banner. down to 88. And here is that final hill as Lieberman pushes and pulls us over there, and Dye and Schechter are just fine for this final run in towards the finish line. Let's take a fraction of a second here and check the map. Can you see what we have? Let's see. Peloton finish somewhere around there. Looks like it might have a little run in right at the end, but with 3K, the little left-hander coming up is about all there is to expect. So 2.8K and Dye, let's start pushing here. Okay, and let's start sprinting here. And Schechter, come on, buddy. Come on. Oh, it's more technical than I thought it would be, but we are going to get a 1-2 with Dye hanging on to it. Schechter not able to overtake him. Check the map, and even with the map, you can't really properly see what's happening at the finish line. Hey, there you go. Another 1-2 finish. 10 and 6 seconds gained for the pair of them. Lieberman in the group, no problem. Chu maybe still in the group, 46th overall. Stage 7, and in this one I've already had 3 riders go down, including both of our sprint leaders in Dye and Schechter involved in the same crash. Now, I had ready pacemaking at the front, keeping the brake relatively, at a manageable rate. It went out really fast when I told Ready to sit up, and fortunately, when I got back into the group and told Ready to get on with it, others decided to help us with that, and we've already brought it back down to 2.5 minutes, and you can see him just off in the distance there. 113 left in the peloton. We're up on this undulating plateau for a bit, and then we'll drop down into the valley, and then we've got 2 hills, the same hill, to hit twice along the way to the finish. This is the second of 2 classified punchy stages here at the Tour of Norway, but really it's not that bad, all things considered. But you can see we are putting in a bit of pace here that is leading to a lot of guys having a fair amount of fatigue right now, but we're seeing that recovery happen. And with just under 60K to go, Chu will get water the final time here. Hopefully he finishes before hitting the climb, because that's definitely not going to be his strong suit. Ready's 65 is no longer keeping him at the front. Push him a little bit harder here. This is forcing others to contribute. We're down to now 82 in the peloton, and this is the climb. We're going to hit it twice. You can see it starts quite sensibly, quite easy, and then you make that left-hander there, and it gets a lot steeper, and it takes its toll on the riders fairly soon. 3 minutes to the breakaway 11. 100 left in the peloton, and oh, Oscar got dropped, huh? Oh man, another crash. Ready this time. Ready's out injured. He's done, huh? At least if we're gonna lose somebody, at least it's just Ready. A lot of crashes today. Really, really, really bad weather. Group of 18 trying to get back. Oscar, I want you to sit on. If they make it back, that's great. If they don't, I don't want you pulling all those guys back up to the main group yourself. Ready's still not withdrawn from the race yet. Okay, we are on the base of the climb, which is not where I wanted to be right now. Except this is an 85. Al Adwani, why are you? Oh, Al Adwani's out of energy. That's why he's fading so fast. Forcing Chu to go a little bit deeper to help Schechter out, as we're seeing a potential split happening here. For now, it's looking like it's not going to oh, and then it does. And then it does happen. We're going to have to chase that peloton down. And Ready finally withdraws. Ooh, 16K is all, huh? Well, we really need that sprint train now. This is our race hanging in the balance. So chase those guys down. It's not that far, but now we did just about enough to hang on to the group, and that's always the risk of drifting back, is splits will happen somewhere in the field, and that is exactly what happened, and we got caught behind the split. Okay, there's the group. Lieberman is going to sprint. What's your sprint look? Then they won't let him sprint because there's no red bar. 2.7. Another technical one, so we couldn't even gain on these guys in the end, and we are going to have some separation. I don't think they're going to give us same time. Yikes. Yikes on that one. Punchy stage. There's always that risk that sprinters are going to get dropped. You know, we had them in the high mid 80s and hanging on, and it was burning through their energy pretty quick, but you had to have a little bit left. You couldn't go straight down to nothing. Otherwise, you're not going to be, in it at the end. So drifting but not all the way back was fine, but having the group split right down the middle hurt. And then having left right all the way to the finish line for the last 15K made it almost impossible to pull things back. Kilometer after kilometer, it was just constant turning. That might have just ruined our race. Might just have to go for stage win on final stage. Gaps were definitely given to the front three. 53 seconds there. Minute 44. Oh, wow. Yep. That's it. Poof. Gone. Out of the top of the standings, but we do have some points picked up from stage victories, and we'll aim for one more. Final stage, and I decided to put Lieberman into the break, hoping that he could regain time over the field. Peloton hates having him in the break, though. They've chased them down hard a few times. I had him working all the way down to the last little ounce of energy and had to sit up thinking that the Peloton was just going to pull us back. But then when I sat up, these guys who weren't working with me started to work, and you can see how it kind of trades off. They won't work, and then they're like, oh no, we don't want to get caught, and then they work, and then they don't want to work, and then they work, and they don't want to work, and then they work. But in the meantime, Lieberman has been recovering for a while here. The gap to the Peloton remains about the same, though it's starting to come down a little bit right now. It's down to a minute when it was a minute 30. We'll go ahead and start contributing again. See if that can keep things away in the time being. We have our +5s for Lieberman, Dye. Chu's got a +4. Schechter's got a +5. We came into this race really, really prepared. It was just really sad what happened on that last stage where the group split in half a few bike lengths ahead of where we were at. We definitely weren't on our way out the back of the group, but we had drifted. That's the risk when you drift. But holding position with guys who can't climb, as we're seeing an attack here, that's for the KOM. We are the points leader with Dye, and we're very much in a position for a potential good race result today, as Lieberman, okay, they came back together. That was a KOM guy. We're at a minute 47 now. Either one wanting to contribute. And we dropped one guy. KOM guy has been dropped. Couldn't handle the pace. His attack on the previous KOM destroyed him. Jorgensen has not worked in ages. Peloton's not too interested pace-wise right now. I mean, Lieberman's working solo and keeping the gap. And we are solo now as we dropped the other guy. Push a little bit harder here. We're going to get some recovery on the descent. And they are just starting to feel it. And we've got 60k to go, so let's get... Oh, come on. The crashes. All three are on the go again. Lieberman riding by himself. Not a lot left in the tank here. We'll gain a few seconds over this sprint point. Minute ahead. Okay, recovery is on. But it didn't amount to much, did it? 1 minute gap. Okay, this is back together. They are not to the front though. Minute 31. Lieberman hanging on. He'll get to the second sprint point. He'll gain another 3 seconds. And Lieberman has made it through there. Dye has wrapped up the points jersey, so no issues there. 1 minute gap. No way is he hanging on to this thing. Start recovering. He's at least gained 6 seconds. Great recovery ride here. Okay, 16k. We've got a sprint point coming up. Not too worried about that one. We want to focus on the finish. Oh, no, come on. See where my mouse is? It just put me on 0 instead of Oscar. Oscar still has some pace, so Aladwani, you're going to just jump to the back. Yikes, man. Oh, come on. What a unfortunate little series of unfortunate events, huh? Okay, we get back to the front, and Chu's going to take over. Now there's 2 guys 17 seconds away. They'll be got. They've sat up. As soon as we hit straight, we want to start attacking with Chu. Okay, on to Lieberman. Chu gets a head start. Not going to hang on for him, but we are going to get the win with Schechter. That's good. Take that. Slawik. Die. Slawik would have hung on to second as a result. Slawik was second overall. I think he's going to end up being the overall race winner with us disappearing, I would assume. Another 1-3 finish for us. We got a lot of good stage results in this one, and we were so close to making the overall work, but Franson and Romo go 1-2 and then a 45-second gap, and then we were in that next window. Dye and then Schechter. Slawik actually lost that time too, so he was in our group that split, and Lieberman. So there's your 1, 2, 3, 4. Ultimately, you know, what would have been final standings. And then the chasers. I mean, it's so sad that the entire front end of the field ended up getting dropped on that split. Completely changed the GC outcome of the race. So we don't score those points, but a lot of good stage results overall. Points victory also. So that adds up. That still adds up to a decent amount of points, but yeah, a little disappointing that we missed out on the GC part, because you could see it right there. That was your top guys. That was your top four. So we would have had first, second, and fourth. That would have been a nice points haul. That's okay. We settle for what we get. You get what you get and you don't complain. Don't throw a fit. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.